What is up, guys? I'm Adriana Maya, and I'm back with another episode of Spliffs and Giggles, brought to you by the Red Eye District. I have Ameena Green joining me today. She's a porn star, a content creator, and a model. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is so exciting.
Thank you for having me.
First off, I've heard great things about you from everyone who knows you that I mingled with, so I'm so excited that I get to experience this firsthand, because everyone says you're so bubbly and light and fun, and I think that's so important in our industry. How do you think just your natural personality really reflects into your scenes?
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of people usually joke around and say that I'm always smiling and stuff, and that's how I am in real life. I think it's my natural go-to, which is really cool because honestly in the industry, learning that they like when I smile and stuff like that made me really happy, because I can smile all the time because of my pictures.
Right.
I used to never smile. I used to be
you think you want to be sexy and you're smile. People want to see you smile, and not that they don't want to see you be sexy too, but a smile is very sexy. Look at her fucking smile. Are you kidding me?
Thank you.
Now they want you to smile.
Thank you.
When you first got into porn, what was it like? Was it exciting? Were you nervous? How did you feel?
Yeah, so it all kind of hit me kind of fast because a month before I was basically recruited by my agency, I was would I ever do adult film? And I was yeah, I would do it. And then I was recruited.
Whoa,
and it was really weird.
It's manifesting.
Yeah. And I was
cool.
I was shit. So essentially when I started, I think I was surprised by just how much goes on behind the scenes, the outfits, the makeup and everything. And I wasn't really girly before the industry.
But it makes you dude, I was the exact same way. I've always been a tomboy in my family. I joke that I wear my hair in a ponytail every day, and I do, that's my thing. But for some reason, being in porn completely changed that. Do you appreciate your newfound appreciation for your sexuality? Is it more fluid, do you think?
Ooh, I definitely feel like I've always been pretty open with my sexuality, so I think that porn just kind of felt like home in that sense. Because everyone, honestly, before I knew other sex workers, civilians, we would think oh my God, you're a deviant, you're a sexual freak. And then I'm around people, and now I feel vanilla.
Right. Maybe I need to turn it up.
Exactly.
I think that's kind of funny because exactly like you said, in your civilian world, you have these standards and they're kind of set, and then you break the ice, if you will, getting into porn, and then it's I'm gonna change things up a bit. What are some of the surprise things that maybe you didn't ever think you would be comfortable, when you were a civilian, that now you're in porn and you're oh, I love that?
Ooh, okay, so I feel maybe a few years back, I would have been I don't know about rimming or eating ass. I don't even know if I'd be good at it. And then now I'm ooh, I feel like a pro. I'm gonna eat whoever's ass, So I like it now, and I'm down to do it and stuff like that.
I love that. I think that's so cool. I think the ass eating is a funny one because everyone kind of joked about it because it became a social media, a joke. But it's actually a big thing, and don't knock it till you try it. Seriously, and it's so fun. I like watching people kind of squirm and stuff. I think it's hilarious. Because that's one of the things that you like, is that something that you actually put on a yes list, if you will, for scenes? So what are you okay with? Is that one of the things you would actually mark down?
Yeah, I definitely say yes. And I'm and now I also like getting I feel my ass eat too. Obviously, I always like to be prepared to know, so that way I can, make sure everything is good and stuff.
Get on it.
Yeah, exactly. But
it is clean.
Yeah, exactly. And once I'm just yes, get in there. Just, it does feel amazing.
So branching out a little bit, you like the ass eating. Are you into anal play at all? Do you do anal? I know that a lot of people hound everyone who doesn't do it. But I'm this is more of a curious.
No, I feel you. So it's funny because when I started liking my ass being ate, I was am I suddenly into anal? Because I've never done anal before. I've never even had a finger. I mean now I have the swabs. That's
the
my
of it.
my anal kind of virginity in a sense. But I feel I'm starting to question if it's something that I would like, but right now I'm too scared of anal.
What? I get it because I felt the exact same way. The only reason I even branched into it was because at the time I had a partner who was in the industry. So I was like, oh, you're trained. Like if I poop on you, you won't care.
Let loose.
That's
you can be comfortable though. That makes sense. Yeah.
That's it. And then now I'm like, oh, okay. But it took me a while to even get to that. So I totally get what you're saying. And that was like years in the making.
Yes.
Because anal something that's on not necessarily your no list, but it's like a not right now thing. Have you had to kind of reassure is the wrong word. Have you kind of had to stand your ground with people? Because I know if you say no, they give you offers and you're like, sounds good, but like I'm good. I'm going to do it on my time.
Yeah. So I haven't had like any companies necessarily reach out because it is on my no list right now.
Okay.
I have had people like ask me if I'd like do anal in like the feature and stuff, but luckily no one's like ever like pressured me yet. So that's what's good. Like nobody has been like, come on, when are you gonna do it? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Because the thing is, when you have a lot of success, people always throw it out there like, oh, you got to do it now. You know, your name's popping, and it's like, I'll chill out. I think I'm good. What are some of the things that are on your yes list though?
Ooh, I mean, I feel like basically everything else, probably just not fisting. Like, I think anything that's really super rough, I'm still like, I don't know yet. But I do still do like, abuse me scenes. Like, I still am open to that. Like, so I could be like slapped and spit on it, just like penetration. I have to be a little careful.
No, I totally agree with that. I like rough sex, but I've noticed with the rough penetration ones, it's not even a lack of communication, but it's like there's nothing that could be done to like make it kind of comfortable because it's just not my thing. So I totally get that.
Exactly.
In your rough scenes though, because you do the abuse me scenes, they offer you a checklist. Like, you know, yes, no, you can. So you're like a yes to spitting.
Yes.
Choking.
Yes.
Slapping.
Yes.
Spanking.
Yes.
Ooh, maybe being tied up.
Yes.
Ooh, we like that.
Yes, I'm naturally like submissive too, so it works out. Like I'm just like, do whatever.
Right,
like, exactly.
I think it's funny because everyone jokes about with our title, our job title, they're like mattress back, pillow princess.
Yeah.
And I'm like, first off, that's a niche. And second off, when you're submissive, you're not supposed to do anything.
Exactly.
So talk to the dom.
Exactly, Look pretty while like I'm being like.
Right, it's his choice.
Yes,
like, I'm just here for his pleasure.
Exactly.
I get that. What are some of the things that you found out about your sexuality? Like how open you might be to? Because for me, I wasn't into threesomes before porn, like at all. And I'm threesome queen now.
I love group sex. Yeah.
It's so fun.
I feel like it's just so supportive. You have other people here just like, you go, take that.
Is the best way to, because everyone is so nice. It's like, it's funny because I feel like before the scene, if anything, it's kind of awkward because there are so many people. But as soon as the sex starts, it's like you're all like holding each other's hair and like, don't worry,
like,
girl. I'm thinking,
like,
right? All the positive reinforcement.
Exactly what they do. It makes me feel so good. It's like an affirmation.
Peak of feminism.
For real. I'm like, I feel so good about myself right now.
And once you're done, it's like, we're not drunk, you know, we're sober, but it's like when you're drunk in the club bathroom and all the girls are like friends and just so kind to each other. That's what it's like, but completely sober, and you're like, come drunk. If anything.
Exactly. Like it's just a good feeling, like a wholesome vibe at the end.
Yes, wholesome. I love that.
I feel you.
Your outfit's so cute. I have to touch on it. I know it's super random, but would you mind actually like standing up and doing a little spin for me, darling?
Thank
Look at
you.
these pants, guys. Are you kidding me? They're so cute.
Thanks.
I'm like, I love it. Baggy pants are the wave right now, dude.
Thank you.
I am over, I was going to say I'm over tight clothing. I'm not. But I am over tight pants. I will not be clothed. You will not keep me down.
I like being comfortable. So I'm either wearing baggy pants or like really short.
Right? There's no in between. I don't know what you want to do. Or leggings. Pick a leg.
Exactly.
And they get mad at the leggings because I don't wear underwear.
It's I didn't know I was going to go commando. My bush be peeking through. I said, oh shit.
With the bush. This again, it's a little bit of a jump. But it made me think Instagram. They hate the bush. how do you hide it? Because even if you're, you know, fully clothed, you have to like literally make sure like nothing is even peeking. Is that something that you face like challenges with? Because they do change their rules all the goddamn time.
Yeah, I mean, I try to the best of my ability, whatever clothes I'm wearing to kind of hide it. If it shows a little, I don't know, I am trying to play it safe on Instagram just because I've had my Instagram taken down before. So I do play it a little bit safe, but I try to like do the little, here, let me just show you. Like I try to do this like little kind of pose. I don't know, so I can kind of get my leg kind of, covers up some of my like coochie. So
there really are like tips and tricks. I swear, it's so funny. Models, we're so open with like sharing our stuff because it's like, we know what it's like. Instagram, and really even now TikTok is getting a lot of girls. And I feel like it's almost disheartening because we build up these platforms organically, really, and then they're just stripped away from us. Have you been facing issues like that with any other platforms?
Well, it did suck because the time that my Instagram and Twitter had got dinged, it was like when they were new accounts because I had just joined the industry, and then they were taken down, and I was just like really sad about it, and that's why this time I'm like playing it super safe because I've been seeing just so many changes too with Twitter.
Yes, absolutely. So, and they were like our little safe haven for a while. With the new wave that came down, they were banning people who retweet a lot, you know, who aren't like interacting. Are you very interactive with your fans? I saw on your Instagram you are, but for your other social media sites, are you?
Yes, I feel like I really love like my subs and fan base because I think a lot of them are drawn to me because of like the similar things that we do. So for example, like I love anime, so a lot of like my fan base is like, oh my god, I love anime too, and then we can actually like have like cool conversations.
Well, the thing is, it's organic, whereas most people do it because it's like a niche thing now, so they pretend, but if you actually like it, no, guys, you got a real fan here, okay?
And I feel bad because all the people who kind of like might not actually watch it can cosplay really well, and it's weird because I love anime, but I don't cosplay, and I'm like,
okay, first off, you're playing yourself.
I know.
Are you kidding me?
I know.
What would you say is your favorite anime that you would possibly cosplay?
Yes. Okay, so I love Hunter x Hunter, but I would cosplay someone from JoJo just because their outfits, like it's just so creative. It
I
looks
want to
really
do like a League of Legends thing. I think it'd be like an orgy. Where like all the porn people are like their own character, but like they're fighting.
I'll be Jinx.
Well, fucking. Like, we're fighting.
No, I feel you.
I think that'd be super hot.
I think it would be hot.
That, right? That would be amazing. But I think it's cool when people are actual fans of things instead of just leeching on to like what they see kind of trending and stuff. Is that something that you actually interact with your fans? Do you do like watch parties, Twitch streams, or anything like that?
I would like to start doing that. To be honest, I'm still like learning about ways I can connect with my fans like outside of just like, you know, sex work platforms. So I definitely would like to, like I did do like Twitch for a while where I'd be like streaming like RPGs.
I love
and so
that.
I'd be talking to people and stuff. That was
so
awesome.
Cool.
But being on like the move a lot, I'm like, damn, like I don't have like, you know,
you would have to have like a whole crew. It is kind of a pain in really that you have to do so many different aspects and you prefer to because you just want to do things you enjoy. What would you say are your favorite aspects of your sex work profession?
So I would say you mean in general, I guess?
Yes,
in general.
Okay. It could be anything making money wise, to like meeting people, to creating your own sets, like whatever you like actually enjoy.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I like, I guess, like the free time that I have. Like, I like that I can set my own deadlines. Because my biggest fear, honestly, growing up after watching this movie called American Beauty, I was just afraid I'd settle in like this terrible like life. Like, I hate work. I'm in like this cubicle. I'm like in this boring ass life. So I never wanted to also feel like stuck in a job. So I kind of feel like with like the industry I have like, you know, more time. I feel like I can plan out how often, you know, to post on like OF, and then I can set my own deadlines. And then same thing with like bookings, I can accept them, or I can be like, you know what? Nah, this week I'm like taking off, you know? And even then, like, I feel like I'm not like, booked so crazy to where I'm tired yet. So I'm very like content with how the flow is right now.
How do you keep that fine line? Because you don't ever want to feel like, you know, you're not doing enough, you took too many days off, but you also know you need time to get that reset so you don't get that shooter burnout, as we like to call, you know, the performer burnout, where it's inevitable if you're working nonstop. So how do you avoid that?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, like, because I am new, I feel like right now I haven't had like any crazy just like super back to back where I couldn't handle it.
Gotcha.
But if in the future like that does change and I realize things start to pick up, especially me being local in like LA, because I used to just do 2-week trips out to here and Florida. This is my first time really being like local.
Wow.
So yeah, that's going to be a huge change, you know?
Absolutely.
And so I feel like what's awesome is that my agent is cool. If I were to tell him like, look, I just need, you know, like a break and stuff like that, he'd be like super understanding. So I think like having like people around me who just understand, you know, like, you know, take some time for like your mental health, which I feel like a lot of people in like the sex work community are, you know, they're very like, take time for yourself, do what you need to do.
Now people realized, and unfortunately it took a lot of bad things happening and like just things evolving in normal society as well, for people to really start considering our agents, other performers, directors, you know, companies as a whole, really, that we do need time for ourselves, because while most of us understand it is a job, you know, you're putting on a performance, it's still extremely taxing to you. Like, and a lot of us are nonstop. You could be doing a scene in the morning, feature dancing at night, a camp show the next day. You know, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, people are usually doing like another thing on top of it.
Exactly. So what are some of the things that you do as well as your just mainstream porn? Because I know you do content.
Yes. So I definitely do like OF and then like other platforms that are similar to OF. I did used to dance. I get like so many like pole bruises, and I feel like if I was only doing OF, I probably would possibly dance, but I think doing like scenes for companies while dancing, for me at least, it just doesn't coincide, because it's just like if I'm staying out late the night before and I'm getting bruises and then gotta wake up at 8 a.m.
You have to cancel, and companies will be very upset, so I completely get that. Would you ever consider doing like feature show tours though?
Yeah, I would definitely. Like, I have some friends from Chicago who dance, and they're like, oh my God, they're asking you if you want to like come and stuff like that. So I'm just like,
ooh,
yeah. Cause I like that, because it's like guaranteed money, you know. It's a little bit like easier than like working all night and just seeing how is the club gonna be today.
Absolutely. Well, and then I like those settings because you can get content, and while OnlyFans is a little upset about public content, that's not outdoors, that's inside, you know, and so you can also get content for that. That's what I always look at when I do anything, but I can't dance.
No, you look like you could dance, so
I can shake my butt, but that's about all I got.
That's dancing.
I want a nap.
No, I feel you. I get tired really fast.
I would definitely be a lazy stripper.
No, that was me. I do a lot of floor work after like 2 pole tricks. I'm like,
and I can do a couple pole tricks, but my whole thing is I bruise way too easy and I'm clumsy. So things are not gonna go well. Like it's not gonna. Eventually, I'm gonna fall.
I've fallen before. Don't worry. Yeah. They feel bad. They give you some tips, and I'm like, okay, yes. Like, something came out of it. Yeah. Yes.
Like Peter.
Exactly.
That would be horrible. Right? You know what? We are cracking up right now, but I think we could get a little bit higher for this second.
Ooh, yes.
We do have munchies galore here.
Yeah, I was looking. I was like,
we got an exotic company, Exotic Pop. Shout out to y'all. They hooked us up with all these goodies, and so. I mean, we're high, so I don't know about the chocolates, they're edibles, but all these other delicious snacks.
I would have not known. I would have.
No, dude, me too. And I'm like, love candy. Like, but all the other candy is like super normal and delicious. So we got like some Fritos hoops, yum yum. There's also these Kit Kats that are just. It's every flavor you've never thought about, but like really, really want to try. I don't know what this one is, but I want to try it. Because it's pink.
Yeah, like I was looking at this, I was like, ooh, peach. Like I was like, I'm
that one's gonna be good. Absolutely. Yeah, see, so shout out to you guys. You hooked us up for the show.
Thank you.
And we are loving the snacks from Munchie Missions, right?
Yes.
Ameena, you've done a couple of major scenes in your time. You worked with some pretty heavy hitters. Who would you say has been your favorite performer to work with thus far on a professional set?
Okay. Oh man. Okay. Sorry. I'm just gonna say this because she's gonna know I'm gonna mention her name because I fucking love her. But Willow Ryder.
Yes,
I'm also a Willow Ryder fan. She's just amazing to work with.
This is the Willow Ryder fan club.
She's like my work crush. So
Love that. That is so cool. For those of you who don't know her, Google her immediately. She's a curly-haired queen, and she's gorgeous. Yes. You are gonna love her content.
I love watching her ride. I'm just like, yes. That's
right. Get it, girl. Get it.
Exactly. Yes.
Do you ever see content like that, whether you're scrolling on a porn site, whether you're on a site uploading your content and you just see other girls and you find someone that you're like, oh, I'm going to hit her up and work with her?
No,
yes,
100%.
Do you?
Yeah. And it's literally like one of the best feelings ever. Like when I message like, I've been wanting to work with you too. And it's just like, oh my God.
Right. And you're just like, all right, be cool. Be cool.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm like, don't, fan out right now.
You're like, be cool, guys. Everybody calm down. Like, we're going to have a sip of some water. And then we'll reply.
Exactly.
Like, I fucking love you.
Exactly. I'm like, oh, my plan went out the door. My plan went out the door.
No, I completely get it. It's just because a lot of us care so much about our work. And I think that's the difference in people who end up staying for the long haul. It's like you're very passionate about your job. When did it click for you that you were like, oh, this is a career for me?
Oh my God, like actually just recently, like I've actually been like studying porn. Like I like looking at like the throwbacks.
Like out over
exactly.
It. Yep, that's
like,
how
I'm like, I wonder how like porn used to be and stuff. Because to be honest, before joining the industry, like I didn't really watch porn. Like I watched hentai and stuff.
No,
like,
I completely
but
get
I didn't like watch porn.
Same
maybe
thing.
Amateur,
I liked very vanilla porn. Like back in and now I'm like the opposite. Like
exactly.
the super opposite. So I completely agree with that. What would you say are some of the kinks that you like adhere to, but they're not necessarily something that you're into?
Ooh. Okay, so I feel like I don't know, everything that I kind of like watch, I am pretty into to like a certain extent. Maybe there's some stuff that I haven't necessarily like tried yet.
But you're still like intrigued, interested.
Yeah,
I love
like
that.
gangbang, like I'm open to gangbang, but I haven't like, I've never done one before.
And she'll take her time. Don't you dare come at her because she said she likes it.
They're like, okay, are you gonna go tomorrow?
So who is it? Like, and how many dicks?
For real,
For sure. No, I completely get it. When you're getting bombarded with all these things, it can get overwhelming. But still, in dealing with that, and staying true to like what you're comfortable with, you have put out some amazing scenes. What has been the most extreme thing you think you've done? Whether it's the scene they gave you on set, whether it's a thick script, or you just took the biggest dick that you could imagine. For lack of better words.
No, I think honestly everything has been pretty like doable. There was a scene that I was potentially gonna do, but I was like, we'll have to wait till I get a little, and it was like wrestling. So
Girl, the thing is, I completely understand that because I've heard about everyone doing it, and I got so excited. But then when I watched it, they're like actually wrestling. I will get mad, and I'm not a professional wrestler.
That's what's funny is that I did the non-sex part, and I was like pretty well, like, and luckily, like no one, because I am the type too. If someone just does it the wrong way a little bit, I'm like,
wait a minute.
But it went really well. It was just later when I realized like the sex was going to be very hardcore in terms of penetration, like boom, 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 boom,
boom, boom. Because it's almost like you're not necessarily getting away from them, but you're trying to prove that you're better in that instance. So you want to be on top, which is what it is. So it is a bit of a
fight wrestling or something. And the harder the penetration, the more intense.
And if you pin them and fuck them, you're winning. That's how it works.
Exactly. That's exactly how it works.
So for those of you who are curious, check it out. Maybe one day she'll do it, but we're gonna relax on the hardcore because, dude, I've done one and I was like, ooh. Like that was, afterwards you're like, all right, I got my workout for the week, and also my vagina was pounded.
Yes, exactly.
All hell. What are some of the little tips and tricks you've figured out to keep shooting regularly, but to keep yourself in tip-top shape?
So I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, like before in undergrad, I already went through like a hoe phase. So during that hoe phase, I learned how to cultivate my own like little like pussy routine to kind of just like help. Also, just because like when anything feels off, I feel it. Like I'm talking about like
you're like super in tune.
Yeah. And it just and I hate feeling when something's off my body because I just feel depressed like about it. Like, I'm just
it completely
damn.
throws it off.
Yeah.
I think unfortunately a lot of girls get in the industry young, so they don't have that like knowledge and stuff. Do you think that that's something that's benefited you with being able to keep up with your work demand?
Oh yeah, in terms of everything. Like I tell people all the time, like I'm happy I started like recently and not when I was, just because me knowing myself and how I was, you know, as a teen, like there's just a lot of knowledge that I didn't have. And also, to be honest, like joining the industry, you kind of have to spend a little bit of money to make some money. And I did not have money at 19 to do the stuff that I need to do now.
You'll stay, and everyone talks shit, but it's like you do stay at that level if you can't really invest in yourself right away. And a lot of people that in that time, they leave. And it's like, if you got a little bit more, you could have built up. But see, that's one of the benefits of waiting and knowing yourself, having yourself a little more established.
Yeah, and building boundaries. Like it's something that I still continue to work on. So I know it was even tougher when I was like younger, you know. So there was just a lot I think that I was learning then that I that has helped me now, especially business wise, being my own advocate and everything.
Okay. So you do have an agent, and you obviously are very easily she's easily spoken. She can speak for herself. She's very vocal, and like she's not a me. But have you ever encountered, because it's the industry, we know the realities, the people that just completely like they're just not pleasant, and you kind of have to make that decision, okay, am I gonna be professional and just get through it, or am I like, okay, enough is enough? No, I've definitely had like a situation before where it was just a super long day already. It was supposed to be a short day, but it was just super long. There was a director in training actually, but he was like, I know exactly what you mean, because then you're being kind, especially but it's being dragged out, and I'm like, do I want to continue further dragging it out by saying something? Luckily I did by the end, and I was compensated more. He actually was fired later, so it worked out, you know. But not everyone's a fit, and that's fair. And that is a lot of people, I think. It's very exciting. It is exciting in any aspect, as a female performer, male performer, director, photographer, even assistant, you know, on set. Like, but I think a lot of people get carried away in what they see and what's actually going to be like. Was there anything that was like really shocking to you from like what you thought? Because you didn't come in from like a naive perspective, and I'm assuming you did a bit of research. You seem like the type. But was there anything that kind of shocked you about the industry once you got your feet wet and you really knew what was going on? So I guess what honestly did surprise me, it still kind of shocks me, is that like, I mean, I guess I didn't know how hard it could be for male talent. Like I didn't know they had to come on command. I didn't know that they had to stay hard. So I didn't know that they had to do certain things to maintain that and to do that. Like I don't know why. It just never occurred to me like, oh, you have to stay hard. You have to, you know, and then fluffing that comes with that too on my end kind of would surprise me. So I totally agree. When I first got in, it was 2014, and whether they were doing it or not, a lot of the guys like to claim that they were natural, or we're doing it natural. We've been in for X amount of years. And in my head, it never really made sense, just because I'm well, what are the figures on it? You're shooting X amount of scenes a week, you're fucking your wives, you know, because everyone in porn is married or with a relationship, hush, like, but secretly. And it kind of blew my mind, was the shooting up, the Viagra, the enhancements on male and female, because some people take them on both sides. And I didn't know that was a thing. Did it shock you? I was like, what? You know, and I didn't, especially when I started to hear horror stories, I said, I didn't know any of that could happen. Girl. You know, like I was just like, what? Antidotes to shots? What is going on? You know, like I was like, holy shit. I did a scene with a guy who accidentally shot his dick up with the antidote twice, right? And then was like, oh, we'll see. He thought it was the other stuff, the go-go juice. It was not. And then he was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do it again. Didn't work, so then that's 2 more shots. And then he did the antidote to like make it go down, and then he realized he was doing the antidote the whole time. Oh no. And I was like, y'all need to be licensed. Like we all need nursing degrees. I don't know what the fuck is happening, but
because I don't even like needles, so I can't imagine trying to do it.
Girl, I'm like a little. If I need a little Band-Aid, I'm like, ugh. cover it, like cover it. I'm queasy.
Same, exactly same. I'm just like, let me not look. Even when I'm getting my blood drawn, I'm like, please.
See, and we do have to get our blood drawn every 2 weeks, but there are new testing standards.
Yeah.
And because you do want to keep making content regularly and working mainstream regularly, what are the testing standards that you're following now?
Yeah, so I actually do the full panel every 14 days, but now every 7 days I do the P.
Yeah.
And it's so much easier because I have a pass too. Like, shout out, to Clear real quick. I just gotta tell them that.
Love you guys.
I do love them because it's just like a pass, like, so you can get unlimited testing, like
in a certain amount of days. It's like how you sign up for like Uber things, and like Instacart, whatever. They have that for us as performers. It's so cool.
Now there's like no excuses. It holds us all accountable because we can get,
Thank you. Exactly. Do you think that the new testing standard has hindered you or actually made you feel more secure in your job in the industry? You are the cutest sneezer.
Are you I was like holding it in. I was like,
that was so cute. You like smiled.
Thank you. So I was like, let me do it casually. I was like, shit, get out of the way. Thank you. Thank you. Because I just never know how it's going to be.
When I sneeze, it's like, ah.
No, don't worry. I never know how it's going to be. That's how I was, oh no.
Right, like things are about to get real dicey right now.
No, I feel you.
That's what happens when you're high. You're just like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm like, shit.
Things are about to get weird.
No,
you're good, dude. But do you think that the new testing standards of stuff have hindered you or kind of enhanced like your appreciation for your job and the security that we kind of have now with these new practices?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have mixed feelings because I like that we're getting tested in areas more frequently than we weren't before.
Yes.
I do wish, I mean, I am happy now because it is affordable, but when it first started happening, it was not as affordable for me, at least, especially because
made it affordable. Literally.
Exactly.
Well, and it doesn't matter how much money you're making.
Yeah.
The fractions of like what we were paying, just regular testing, to COVID, to swabbing, to the new standards, it's like almost double.
Yeah, because at one point, like I was paying like over $600 like a month just because I didn't want to have to go back if I did another swab for like COVID or this and that. So.
No, and you have to keep everything up.
Yeah.
So with COVID, a lot of people had positives and shooting content, kind of gaining their fan base because they got a lot more time to interact with people. How did that make you feel kind of getting in and like taking it seriously? I mean, at like the end tail of COVID, because porn was kind of at a standstill for a while. So really content stripping, things like that were like taking over for a while.
Yeah, well, so I like came in like, I'm trying to like remember the year, like last January. So even though there was like, I feel like obviously COVID's still at a peak, but I mean like it was during the time where like people kind of like just make sure you're getting tested sort of thing.
And see, that's what they did in the industry. They had us at like crazy standards and they trickled down, but that's why I asked because it was different for everybody.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But you got in like right when they were like kind of relaxing on it. That's amazing, dude.
Yeah. I was like, if anyone feels sick, just stay home. Like, just say,
The arguments, I was like, what is happening? What are we saying? Just stay home. No one wants to be sick. We're literally swapping every fluid. To stay home if you don't feel good.
Exactly.
Do you have a piece of advice to give to someone that maybe wants to cross in to like dancing into mainstream? Just because you do have a little bit of knowledge in both ends.
Yeah, so I would actually say, like, pick a platform. It doesn't have to be OnlyFans. Like, I'm hearing of new platforms every day that are growing and honestly are probably going to be either as big or already as big as OnlyFans. But I'd say pick a platform that you want, and I just say, like, be consistent. You can honestly network too at the club. That's like the beautiful thing, like you can go ahead and like tell like your regulars and like other like people that come into the club, like, hey, like be sure to like check me out too. If you like already like fuck with me at the club, you're gonna fuck with me too and all the content that I create.
Oh, you will.
And then also, like if you feel like, you get along well with some of the girls like in the club, you take cute pictures with them if they're down, you have a little bit more flexibility because you've tapped into sex work already and play play on your strengths. That's another thing too. Like if you have a pole at home, shit, that's content already. Like you can go ahead and do like strip teases and stuff like that of yourself, naked videos of you like on the pole, you know, like people love that. And that's like everyone. I'm not just talking about like men subbing to you. Like I know like one for myself, and also other women would be subscribing to like strippers like OnlyFans all the time, because it's just like, wow, like you know exactly like what you're doing. Like this is, it's like an inspiration.
A lot of them give like, and you know, usually there is sexy stuff, but a lot of people who do have like poles and the skills and stuff, they're showing like step-by-steps almost. So while they may not be catering to you specifically, they're still giving you instruction on how to move, like it's sensual. So like you guys can learn a lot by supporting other people in the industry. I think everyone gets a little wary of like copying each other, and that's like not for nothing. Anything we're doing now, it's definitely been done like 40 years ago, maybe more. Like, is there anything that you think would be iconic in your career that you could do that would just like be like everything to you?
Oh my God. Okay, that's a really good question. Ooh.
Some people say it's sites. They say it's an award. Some people say it's like people to work with. But mine was like, I wanted to fuck somewhere. So like I realized, I was like, oh, mine's like different.
No, okay, so I think I have two then, because you just reminded me. So I would love to do like some sort of shoot in like Italy. Like that would be awesome, you know? Like I've just seen one before and I'm like, that is so beautiful. So I'd love to maybe just go somewhere where it's just a very beautiful view and have like an amazing, like, I don't know, content there. And then I actually would love to do more feature films. Like I love like the acting part of porn like a lot. It's like kind of like weird and random, but I'm just like, oh, I love this. Like I don't know, it's fun playing a role. So
it is fun because you do love playing roles. Have you gotten a chance to do like features or anything like that?
Yeah, I did my first one recently. So
How was it?
It was really great. Like, and I was happy because I got really good like feedback of people being like, you did amazing. So I was like, that makes
sense. And the thing is, when they tell you that like genuinely, those people will probably give you a chance to come back. Because not that people don't like the opportunity to do features. It's just once you do it, especially if you don't have like a thespian acting, any real like theater, singing, any like artistic background, it is harder to do because when you're used to doing mainstream porn, there's minimal lines. You know, the most you're doing is like poses and like, you know, like shots like that. But with the features, you gotta really delve into characters. Is that something that you think is gonna be like a main thing that you're gonna enjoy about your porn career?
Yeah, especially since moving out here, like I don't get me wrong, like
opportunities
like I was
for
just,
sure.
I was like, wow, like I don't know, I just love how much is kind of like out here, you know, because I think most of my career has been in Florida. I love shooting out in Florida too.
But it's like at a certain point, and unfortunately, Florida, you can shoot for them all throughout your career. So, but these are just facts that I'm about to say. They shoot you a lot when you first start. They shoot you when you're popping, no matter what area you're at. But then they also shoot you if you get body enhancements, if you hit like a certain age group, you know, and then if you like do anything different with your look. So if you like dye your hair, get tattoos, stuff like that. But eventually, Florida does run out. So I love that you like made that jump to come to LA. Have you noticed an influx in the amount of performers you can work with and stuff?
It's been amazing. Like I feel like I wasn't really doing as much content in Florida, but now like I'm meeting like some amazing like other performers. Like we're networking, you know, and it's just cool too because some people I followed on Twitter for like a good amount of time now, and then it's like now I'm in LA. Let's do stuff. You know,
like you're like I'm fucking here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like.
What do you think is something that you're gonna be dropping in the near future? Not something that you've shot yet, but something that like you might consider like doing in the near future. Because you are in LA, you might get an opportunity to work with someone, to do something you've never done before.
Well, there was an opportunity that I was manifesting from the beginning of my like porn career, and I finally got it. I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but I'm just gonna say that like I really wanted to work with this company for a really long time, and I just love the way they shoot. Like it looks very like pretty. It's very like, I don't know, like very like I feel like upscale class. You know, exactly. So I'm very excited, and I once it does come out, I'll be like, yeah, this is what I was hinting at everyone. You know,
luckily, this won't be out for a little bit, so they'll never right now.
Yes, exactly. So,
oh my God, congratulations.
Thank you.
No, that is so exciting. I know coming to LA, especially when Florida's your main, it's like very daunting.
Yes.
And so I think it's cool that you've kind of harnessed that and you've like just branched out because instead of, letting yourself like crawl back into your shell, I think that's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
In mingling with everyone, what would you say is like the coolest way you've found to like make connections? Is it like an industry party? Is it on set? Is it online?
Okay, yeah. So I'd honestly say, for me personally, a majority of the people that I've shot content with, I've always met with them on set. There might be like one or two exceptions, but like literally it's, because I have to know your vibe. If I'm going to work with you, like I'm not going to take chances because, my safety, my comfortability comes first. Like I don't want to feel like, oh, I'm in a
I completely get it. One, it sucks again.
Yeah.
So when you're not in that mindset of, okay, I feel sexy, I'm comfortable with this person, it completely changes your scenes. And especially in a content setting, we're selling that. It's our fans, it's like they know what we want, so they are gonna be able to tell. So I love that you actually do the introductions. I feel so sorry for people who, they're so eager to work with people and they kind of jump the gun and then they find out that someone's not exactly what they expected online. But like I actually said at the beginning, I think you're one of those people who actually reflects like your real personality, and I think that's something your fans appreciate. Do you think that all the chatting with your fans, expressing like who you really are, has benefited you in your success in the industry among your peers?
Oh yes, most definitely. Like, and the funny thing about this is that when I first joined the industry, I was like, should I not be as open? Like, should I have more of a brand, quote unquote? But I can't hold water about myself. Like, I try to be, mysterious and like,
so when I was 7.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, here's my life story. So I was surprised though that a lot of people ended up liking that and vibing with that, and so that's been one of my biggest compliments from like my fan base, is that like we love how authentic you are,
for sure.
And I'm thinking literally everyone's like that, so it's a shock when it's not like that.
And that's why you guys don't know this, but beforehand, that's why I asked so many like briefing things, because I want to make sure that everyone's comfortable, because I do know that like when you're on porn sets, we do feel like we at a loss of control, and it's like here in this setting, we would like you to feel, obviously we're smoking, we want you to feel as relaxed as possible. Do you enjoy doing interviews? You're very well spoken, you obviously are extremely friendly, but do you enjoy like mingling with people, meeting people, and doing the interviews and stuff like this?
Yeah, actually on like my way up here, I was telling like Orlando, I was like, I love like podcasts and interviews, but I always like to be specific of who I work with, because I don't want to be like on a podcast where a man is like, just, hey, like, why do you do this, you whore? And I'm just like, what the fuck did you bring me on here for? So I have a temper.
I have gotten some offers, and I'm like, like first off, I'm not who you think I am. Like, I'm on this, it's very much my authentic self, but when I'm performing in porn, everyone's like, oh my God, you're so like, oh my God, like I talk like this. And so everyone's like, whoa, like, dude, this is your voice? Like,
I love it.
Yeah, bitch, like, don't forget, like, relax.
No,
But, so I completely agree with you. Have you ever gotten yourself into a situation on a porn set where you thought like you were gonna get, because sometimes we don't get the scripts, we don't get, who we're working with, but have you ever gotten into a situation where you thought it was gonna be cool because of what the company is, and then either the script set up or who the male talent was, you were just like, fuck, like this is gonna be horrible?
Wow, like surprisingly not. Like the only time was when I had that director in training, just because I loved the previous director.
For sure,
so I was like,
for sure.
This day is going to be.
It sets a standard in your head, and that's fine, because that's really how it should be. Like it's the company. So I completely get that for sure. But I'm glad that it's only one example, excuse me, because unfortunately, I think when you are like very popular, you get so many offers that stragglers, I'd say, kind of come into bounds, and it's like it's kind of hard to bat those away. Do you have any favorite photographers, favorite directors that you love working with, that you like to give a shout out to? Maybe you have work with them on like your Instagram, because I do see you posting some photo sets, girl.
Thank you.
I've seen it. Ooh.
Thank you. Yes, so I do have a photographer back in Virginia that I love absolutely. I have to give him like a shout out. True Vixen, you are amazing. Actually, like 2 of my favorite is out there. Also Director God. I don't know, I'm still learning, who my favorites are just all over, but here is Juno Files. I love him. His work is amazing.
Yes, no, your photo set, I saw he posted you. I thought,
yes, yes. And I love film. I love that kind of, I just like film looks. I love more of like that, I don't know. I just like how more vintage photos kind of look. So yeah, like that's like.
No, I completely agree. Well, especially because it's very rare that they shoot porn on film, but when they do, and then you see it, you're like, film everything.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Oh no, it's $50,000.
Yeah, it's so expensive.
But I completely agree. Juno Files actually showcase some of the photos that he had with you, so you guys should check them out.
Yes.
Looking, I saw them and I was like, oh my god, I'm interviewing her. Yeah. Like, I was so excited.
Thank you.
Do you have any projects that are coming up? Maybe scenes that you're dropping, or anything on your sites that we can look forward to since we got you on here?
Yeah. So I actually just recently dropped like a good amount recently of like girl content. That's like one of the things ever since porn that I've realized I love is I love women. And I think before, like I've always been like bi, but I think I was afraid of pussy. Like
you don't get a lot of opportunities because other women are afraid of pussy.
Exactly.
We're all scared of pussy, but we all would like to eat it.
Exactly. Yes. That's what my friend said. My friend was like, "You just need to stop fearing the pussy. Stop fearing the pussy. Yes.
Let's shower together. Like girls love a shower.
Exactly. And now like I'm confident as fuck. Like I really do feel, and it's not just, and I'm not just talking about because of like content. I'm talking about through porn I become confident just talking to women outside the industry and hooking up. You know what I mean? So and putting myself like out there.
No, it completely changes it. Have you noticed like a change in your approach in people inside of porn and outside of porn because you've kind of gained that like assuredness, that confidence, and you're not really wary about what they think. It's like, oh, I'll put the opportunity out, and if it works, it works. Do you do that? You take those chances?
Yeah, like I think the good thing is that like when it comes to like shooting my shot, I've never been afraid to shoot my shot. Like I'll do that. I think the only thing that has changed is that like this is more something I'm like working on. I realize I kind of like little myself a little bit, but that's because it feels weird since I've been growing. I don't want anyone to ever feel like I'm like, just because I've seen how people do that to me. And so, and like to compensate, I like start to little myself, but I just want to be like, okay, I can understand that I'm not going to be like this, but I can still be confident. You know what I mean? So finding that balance, so I'm not like.
Get that. Yeah. I feel like a lot of us, we get lost in like trying not to be like the loudest in the room, just because naturally in our jobs, the attention is literally us and then a dick, like, you know? But I think it's cool that you reflect on that and you're like, you see that people do that in and outside of the industry, obviously. And you're like, no, I will not be that person. I'll be a positive light. And I think we're all attesting to, you have been such a joy to have on this show. I've loved chatting with you, smoking with you. You're so hilarious and adorable. Do you want to give a shout out to any of your sites? If you have a link site, if you have a homepage, if you have your own website, maybe?
Yeah. So I do have my own website where you can find all my links. It is ameenagreen.com, and it's spelled AMEENAGREEN.com. So you can find all my links there. That's just the easiest, honestly, way because everything's really on there, even like my ex videos profile. So yeah.
You can find it all, guys. I am Adriana Maya. This is Ameena Green. She's been amazing. This was another amazing episode of Spliffs and Giggles brought to you by the Red Eye District. Good night, guys.